joined by Dalton Jewell. Dalton, how you doing today, man?
I'm doing great, man. Just got off work.
I hear you. I hear you. So where are you from? For people,
I am
anybody that
from
knows.
Martree, Arkansas.
Okay,
I'm at,
you're down in Ross Country.
which is actually a little crazy because little funny story is I actually claim my home track to be Antioch, California.
Really?
I
You
do.
grew up over there or something, right?
So I actually grew up in Arkansas, and then when I was
Okay.
18 years old, I moved to
Okay.
California to finish school. But it
I
was
got you.
ah, I got into racing there, so that was the first track that I ever drove a car on, and all that, and so I claim Antioch Speedway as my home track. It's kind of went downhill since I was there, but they still get
Really?
a lot of car count. So
Yeah, man. There's some of those tracks over in California I'd really like to get to, like Santa Maria,
beautiful track.
Ventura. Love to go to Ventura.
Ventura's
Love to go to
on
that
the
one.
beach. Oh my God, it's
Yeah,
amazing.
man.
It's
It's
absolutely
like
amazing.
almost right on the beach, isn't it?
Right, it is right off the beach. Literally, if
That's
you stand at the very top of the grandstands on the back stretch, you can look over and see the ocean.
Yeah, man. I want to
So
go to that track
absolutely
bad.
amazing.
Did you race on that one?
I have not raced on that one. I did
I
not
got
race
you.
on that one.
I
But I
got you.
have been to a
So
couple. I've been to a couple of shows there, and it's an absolutely great facility. Great facility.
yeah, those two tracks are for sure on my bucket list. I want to get over there and see those. But so you grew up down there in Ross Country, Arkansas. Did
Yes,
you go
sir.
watch racing growing
I
up,
did.
or
I did. My uncle used to take me to an old. My uncle, my grandpa used to always take me to a old drag strip here. It's called George Ray's Wildcat Drag Strip. So I grew up going there, and then my uncle got
I've
into
heard
a.
about that place.
It's absolutely insane. Absolutely
Yeah.
insane. But my uncle got into a. He got a buddy of his that used to race what they would call back then E-mods. At back in the day, it was called NEA Speedway, old number one in Harrisburg. Um,
Okay.
so I went there and watched, and I absolutely fell in love with the sport. Fell in love with it, and I was hooked from there. Hooked from there. Then I go to Riverside in West Memphis and watch races, which is funny that I'd never in my entire life been to Crawley's Ridge Raceway until last year.
No
Never knew it
joke.
existed.
Wow. Wow. And that I mean, I've talked about that place a lot since I was down there and first met you. Um,
Blew my mind. I've been to
yes.
so many big shows. I've been to the Dome. I've been to World of Outlaw shows. I've been to a bunch of different like big races, and that place holds a crowd more than any place I've ever been to in my life.
Yeah, I couldn't believe it.
Stands
And
full no matter what.
yeah, and we came down there. It was the first weekend of football in Arkansas, first Friday night of football in Arkansas. I mean, that's a big deal. And when we pulled in, we were a little late getting there, later than we wanted to be. And when we pulled in, I couldn't believe it. I told my brother, I
I,
said, I cannot believe that there are this many people here already.
he keeps them stands packed every week. I don't know
Yeah,
what he is doing,
I don't
and
either.
I can tell you that there's no other track around like that. I mean, Harrisburg gets that way whenever like the late models come in, the Comp Cam
Right.
Super Series comes in, but no track gets like that, and it's insane. I was blown away because I got used to racing in California. I came up the year before COVID. My first year was 2019 whenever I started racing in California, and then it I've never seen a crowd like that. Never in my life at a weekly show. It,
Yeah.
it
I, well, I mean, that one I was down there and met you at, I mean, it was a steel block late model race. So it wasn't like it was, you know,
right,
huge. You know what I
right,
mean?
and then
But
and it draws names. I mean, the Ridge definitely
yeah,
draws names. Like Blaze Burwell was there. I think you
yeah,
interviewed him.
yeah,
He was there.
yeah,
Like that's Uncle Blaze. I don't know if anybody watches Chase Holland racing, but that's Uncle Blaze. Like that's a big guy. That's a big name. You got Kyle Beard that'll come race there. I mean,
yeah,
there's a lot of good cars and a good late model class that is there week in and week out.
yeah.
So
And the racing was freaking awesome.
absolutely insane. I love the fact that they have this like I don't care mentality, but they do care. They will DQ if it needs to be, but most of the time they're really lenient, like letting me run my IMCA stock car with factory stocks. The first night, they're like, "Oh, you're shaking the car down, perfectly fine, go for it." The next night, I showed up. They're like, okay, we got another IMCA stock car here tonight. You're gonna run with the street stocks.
Okay.
You know, they'll put their foot down when they can and when they want to, but at least it's for everybody. They're very fair.
And the racing, man, on that little track. I mean, I saw 3 wide all the time.
It's
insane.
It
was crazy.
For it to have a tire wall, they will put cars up on the absolute. They'll put the right rear quarter panel all over them tires and not care, and they'll run the bottom right along the infield tractor tires. They don't care. It's they get that track to where it is 3 lanes wide every week. Every week.
That's nuts, man. It is. I've told everybody I've been to a bunch of dirt tracks. That I've been to some, really nice dirt tracks. I mean, you know, I'm right here by Arrowhead. It's really super nice. I think it's the best one track-wise, facility-wise on this side of the river. But I've not seen crowds like that, or racing like that.
Like I was saying, I've been to the Duel in the Desert. I've been to Boone. I've been for Super Nationals. I have never seen a week. It's just there's no way to explain Colliers Bridge unless you've been there. Like, you have to go to the ridge. Like, it's just.
That's what I told everybody.
If you have a factory stock, a street stock, a modified, any modified, they don't care. A late model, a cruiser, a hobby stock, a pure stock, it doesn't matter. If you have the money to go down to run the ridge, run the ridge. It is 100% worth it. 100% worth it.
That's what I told everybody who hadn't been there. I said, you have got to get down there. You've got to get down there and try that place because it is freaking awesome.
It's absolutely insane. They run a 4-cylinder class, the little 4-bangers. They run that, and they're really actually the second night there was a lot of cars there. The second night, a lot, and we were still done by 10:45.
Yeah.
So
it's crazy, man. And they ran sprint cars, late models.
And sprint cars.
Hey, I'm starting to get to be a fan of those sprint cars. They're fun to watch.
I'm a big wingless fan. I like wingless sprint cars.
I've seen those once, the 410s over at Red Dirt over here by Meeker, Oklahoma. I watched them one time, and those things are.
They run weekly sprint car races, wingless sprints they're called spec sprints in California. They run them weekly, and I got to be a big fan of the wingless over the winged. You know, I watched the Outlaws come in, and they're great. They move. They have a lot of speed to them. They put on a great race. But if I have a choice to go to a USAC wingless sprint car race or a World of Outlaws wing sprint cars, I'm going to the wingless sprint car race all day long because them boys don't care.
Yeah, I know.
And it takes a big man.
Yeah, because it's just all tire. It's all back tire motor and those things, man. It's
all
crazy.
It is. All it is.
Yeah, that's nuts, man. All right, well, let's get back to you. And so, how did you get started racing?
So, how I got started in racing is I moved to California, and which is really crazy because you have, let's say, here's the racetrack, here's the high school I graduated from in 2014. I never knew this dirt track was here. Never knew it. And one day I met a buddy of mine. He's like, "Hey, the Outlaws are coming in," and I was like, "He can't be talking about the World of Outlaws." And I was like, "What are you talking about, Outlaws?" He said, "The World of Outlaws are coming to the racetrack right here in Antioch." I said, "Y'all have a racetrack right here?" He's like, "Yeah, been here like 60 years." I was like, "Oh, okay, well, let's go. I'm down." I'm a huge Brad Sweet fan. At that time, he was running a Razorback for the Razorback tools. I was like, he's running a Razorback car. Oh, yeah, from Arkansas. So we went to that race, and I was like, I did not know this was here. Well, happened that night, the support class was what they call the limited late models, which is pretty much like a super stock
or something.
It's a super stock.
Oh, okay. So it's not an actual late model.
Yeah, it's not an actual late model. So they actually changed the class name to the Tri-State Pro Stocks later on, years down the road, but it's a super stock. So I met a guy there. He was like, "Hey man, I always need the help." His name was Kimo Areta. He was a Hawaiian gentleman, and he raced for what they call Sun Drop Racing, and he used to race with an 86-year-old man named Larry DeMintz, who actually they hold a memorial race for him every year. Super great gentleman, super big into racing. You know, well, he ran for him. I went and helped him a couple times, and I was like, you know, I really want to get into this. And he said, all right, well, let's find you a hobby stock, which is Camaro hobby stocks. That's what they run there. And they get 30 of them every week at Antioch.
Wow.
30 leaf spring Camaros every week, and it's been like that since 2019 to this day.
Wow.
Right now, the hobby stock class.
You don't see them that much around here anymore.
Exactly, and it's not just it's not just Antioch. There's 12 tracks within 2.5 hours from each other right there in California, and every one of them get 20 hobby stocks a week. So that was the biggest class. So I was like, okay, sure. So I went back the next year. Sadly, that off season, Larry DeMintz passed away. Chemo took over running his car. He had a pit guy named Rick Foster, and he had a car that he had wrecked the year before. Camaro car, really nice built car, but it had a front clip bit. And he said, hey, I got this car for you. I said, okay, well, what does it look like? He sent it to me. I said, that is the ugliest car I've ever seen in my life. It was painted teal. It was beat up. Instead of beating the panels out, they bondoed it. Like, it was absolutely terrible. And I said, I'll sell it to you right now, race ready for $1,000. All you got to do is put a front clip in it. I said, all right. I bought it from him. I took it out one time that year, raced it, said, no. You had to, when you drove the car, no, most cars do like this whenever you're going down the front straightaway. This car, I had to have it 2 turns clocked to the right because the front end was so bent over to get it to turn right.
Okay.
It was very bent. So
no saving that one?
No. So we pulled the clip out of it, which is 4 bolts, bars, cut them, pull it out. Pulled it out. I got a clip out of a Trans Am, bolted it directly underneath it. A buddy of mine came over, welded the bars to it. And this is all literally one night before practice. The car was still a wheelbarrow. We called it the wheelbarrow because all it had was 2 bars hanging off the front end because there was no clip underneath it. He came over that Thursday. We put the clip in it. He welded the bars up Friday morning. I put the motor in it. He welded the motor mounts to it. Drive shaft. I didn't have the drive shaft in it, so the drive shaft was too short. He had to take the drive shaft to his shop, which he's a machinist, mill it down, cut it, make it to length, everything like that. I put the drive shaft in it at the racetrack. Ran it with no front fenders, no hood, no nothing, just to get my feet wet in the car. Went out, car did absolutely terrible. Could not get it turned, could not get anything. It was absolutely, completely terrible. Well, the car had a front stabilizer bar in it. Didn't know that. So we actually cut the bolts off the front stabilizer, cut the ears off it because the bolts were stripped on it. And I ran it with that bar, the stabilizer bar still in it, all season. Just cut off. Ran that car 22 times that year.
How'd it do?
I got up to like 5th and was running for Rookie of the Year. And then I actually, the last race that I ran in the car, I got put up the wall by a rookie driver. It was my fault. I shouldn't have tried to pass it on the outside. It was 100% my fault. She was just getting started, and she tried moving up. When she moved up, she hit me, and I hit the wall, moved it up. So at that point, the car was jumped. I was like, man, I'm trying to run for Rookie of the Year, and I'm finally starting to show speed. I just finished 2nd last week. Like, what am I going to do? Well, I met a guy named Bennett, Chris Bennett. He said, man, I run a sport bod now. I have last year's track championship hobby stock car in my side yard. It needs a motor and it needs a motor. I said, okay, you have a good car, I have a good motor. He said, put it in it. We'll see what it does. Okay. So I went to his house, towed my car over there, pulled my motor out of my car, put it in his car. It was down to the wire. After working on it for 2 nights straight, it was down to the wire. Saturday morning, I got up and was like, all right, hooked the oil pressure line up, time the motor, go racing. We're done. Well, my fitting on my motor was not the same size as the fitting that was on the car for the oil pressure gauge. So what I did is, this is a good story that everybody loves. So what I did was I took a little piece of rubber, stuck it down on the fitting, zip tied a quarter-gallon Ziploc baggie to it to catch the oil that was shooting out of the oil pressure hole. And it was just enough to where it would fill up, it would pour back, but after every time I go out, I'd have to, lift the bag up, put it back in there. That night, I went out for my heat race. I got there just in time to roll it off the trailer, me fully suited, go straight onto the track for my heat race. I did terrible in the heat race. I was like, man, this is I shouldn't have even done this. So put me in a B main. I started third in the B main, went from third up to first, about spun the car out, fell back to fifth, finished third to transfer into the main. I started 19th in the main and finished third in the main. I ended up missing Rookie of the Year by 1 point.
Man. Oh,
it was terrible.
Man.
It was terrible.
Golly, dude.
It was terrible. I was so upset.
I bet, man. That had to be tough. So, did you keep running that car? Where'd you go from there?
So that car, we left my motor in that car, and I kind of was like, after racing 33 times that year, I was kind of burnt out. Week in, week out, I was full blown racing. Well, my buddy Chris Bennett, he didn't have anybody to help him, so I actually moved out of the driver's seat and into helping him as a crew chief on his sport mod. And he ended up letting me, hot lap the car, run the heat race, and he'd run the feature. So that's kind of how we did it. And then I would run the car on big shows, or we'd split the nights. If it was a 2-night, I get the first night, he gets the second night, or vice versa. And then he ended up having a 2019 year model Rage sport mod, IMCA sport mod. Well, we were, kind of trading seat time in it and trading seat time in the hobby stock and all that. Well, he ended up trading my hobby stock for his 2008 BMS sport mod that he had. Well, I went out and ran it. After I got it together, I put a junk motor in it and ran 4 or 5 nights on it. And I just didn't like the car. So I sold that car, stepped away, and just continued being a crew chief for him. And that was about 2 years. Yeah, about 2 years that I did that for him, and then splitting seat time with him and all that. And then Antioch decided they were going IMCA stock cars for the remainder of that year and the start of 2021. Well, we got that news coming right out of COVID. It was like, Bennett, what are we going to do? I was like, you say I'm the sport mod guy and you're the full body guy. So what are we going to do? He's like, well, start looking for me an IMCA stock car. Well, I found one in Iowa, race ready, 100% ready to go, and it was a 2015 Terminator. He said, all right, done deal. We left on a Saturday after me and him both got off work, drove all the way to Iowa and back. And we picked up that Terminator, and he raced it that year. I raced it a few times, did very well in the car, very well. And then I decided I was going to move to Colorado because I love California, but it was slowly getting time for me to start deciding where I was going to settle down at and where I wanted to be at. And there was a job opportunity in Colorado. It didn't work out after I moved there, but I decided to take that leap, and I went to Colorado. And then that's when I got into racing in Colorado with the IMCA stock cars. But that's kind of how I got into it.
I got you. Now, I don't know much about tracks in Colorado. I mean, how's the dirt racing scene over there?
It's hit or miss. You got Fort Morgan, which is I-76. You got El Paso County Raceway, which is in Peyton, Colorado. And then you have Honor Speedway that is in Pueblo, Colorado. And then for a long time, you had Cortez, which Cortez kind of faded out there for a few years, and then it just came back. It's coming back this year, which Cortez is a beautiful facility. Beautiful. It's a great track if it's prepped right. But that's pretty much your only 4 tracks in the entire state of Colorado that you can race at, and every one of them's IMCA. Every one of them. They don't run IMCA modifieds. They run IMCA sport mods, hobby stocks, and stock cars. And then they have like all the micro sprints, the dwarf cars, the wingless sprints, the wing sprints, and then that's pretty much it.
Yeah, I ran into a couple, 2 or 3 late model drivers from up there that would come down here and hit some of these Revival Super Dirt Series, over here in this part of the world. So, I mean, those are the only ones I've really run into, and not very often on that either.
No, not very often. I think one of the biggest guys we have in the late model series you have Joe Bellum, Laney Bellum, and then you have a lot of the roads like Anthony and Steve and I cannot think of his name, the roads, but they mainly stay kind of there, but they kind of venture out all over the place. Like they go to the Dome every year. They do things like that, but that's pretty much the late model class there. They're trying to build it up, which I think it'll get big. I really think it'll get big. But a lot of
I hope so, man. I hope
I love late
all
models.
of it does good.
I love late models, and I wish the late model that's like California. Late models are dead. Like they get maybe 5 or 6 at a track. They run a series that I actually know the promoter of. They run a good series there, but I mean, minus that series, late models are dead in California. All their haulers won't make the missions to get into California, so they can't ever hold a,
is that no joke?
NOL or is that? Sorry, I'm sorry.
No joke. I mean, that's a lot to do with it. The emissions thing.
The emissions thing, they can't get the haulers in, which is kind of weird because they can get sprint car haulers in, but they can't get late model haulers in. Come on now.
Yeah.
The last West Coast big late model race was at Duel in the Desert 2 years ago, maybe 3 years ago. Whenever Ricky Thornton won that $100,000, or Bobby Pierce won that $100,000 for the double down for the XR.
I got you. Yeah, I mean, I've talked to a lot of people about the late model stuff. I mean, that stuff back east, the 2 big ones. I mean, it's almost like NASCAR now. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah.
It is. But man, and I was talking about this to the guys on live last night. Fan wise, I'm a fan. Fan wise, I don't care what that late model's got in it, as long as it's a late model and it's a good race.
Correct. I don't care either. I don't care if it's a steel block, if it's a 604, if it's a 602. I don't care. I love late models. I love fenders. That's the reason I drive a fender car. I love fenders. Yeah. Big tires, big horsepower, little horsepower. It doesn't matter. I love the late models.
Yeah, man.
Late models put on some of the best racing.
Yeah, they do. And it's, people like me, my age, growing up, West Plains, Batesville, places like that, dadgum. Whoa, I saw some freaking legendary late model racing at those places.
I actually went to West Plains in 2015. Whenever I unfortunately lost my grandmother early 2015, and whenever we flew in for her service, we actually went to Missouri, and I drove from Salem, Missouri down to West Plains to watch a race that rained out.
Oh, yeah, no joke.
And I was blown away. I was like, oh my God, there's so many different stock classes, like hobby stocks, pure stocks, limited stocks.
You ever run on it?
I've never. I want to so bad. I love legit speedway so much. I love it.
Yeah, I don't like the freaking name. I don't know what's up with the name. It needs to be West Plains, and I don't know what's up with that.
That's what I always remember it was West Plains.
West Plains Speedway. I
remember everybody talking about going to West Plains, big track, high speeds, put it wherever you want. Like West Plains was West Plains, and then they changed it to legit. For the longest time, I didn't even know legit was West Plains until I went back, and I was like, well, they got a dirt track, legit. And I said, that is literally West Plains Speedway. Like, come on now.
Yeah, it is. I don't know if the people that owned it before kept the name or what, but I don't know why that's like that. But everybody I've talked to loved racing on that track. I've got people that I've had on the podcast that they said they still their favorite track.
Right, and it looks like a beautiful track. The only problem that I have running around here with the car that I have is I'm an IMCA stock car, which is not very far off from like a Crate Racing USA stock, street stock, but I'm just far enough out to where I can't keep up with them.
I got you. And
No,
yeah, that's the thing. I mean, it's hard to keep up with, and then there's a lot of USRA. Over here, it's all everything's pretty much is
see,
USRA.
and that's like over where
And
you're at USRA. All I got to do is change tires, and I can run a USRA race tomorrow.
okay, but then you go further over in Oklahoma, then they've got Mid Americas.
See, and I've never even
So
seen them in America.
yeah, I mean, I don't know what the difference. People have told me I can't. I'm not real technical, so you know what I mean. I can't keep up with all the different changes in it, but there is a difference because um, last weekend I went to a cancer benefit race at a little track in the absolute middle of nowhere, like Bigfoot country for real, um, somewhere down like southwest of Fort Smith, but and the guy was trying to figure out how he's going to run all the because guys were coming from Arkansas, they're Arkansas factory stocks, and then guys from Oklahoma, they're Mid America factory stocks. So it was trying to figure out how he's going to get all those to run together. You know what I mean? So he didn't
Does the Mid America factory stock run the slick asphalt tires?
No, I don't think
Maybe
anybody.
not.
I don't think so. Don't quote me on that. I'm sure somebody will get on to me for this. But I think they buy. I think they buy the the pull offs and then groove and
groove them. Because I know at Southern Oklahoma Speedway they run asphalt takeoffs, no grooving, no sopping, nothing, just straight slicks. And a lot of tracks in Texas do the same thing with their factory stocks, and which is not a lot of difference. I mean, a factory stock's a factory stock wherever you go. Stock, suspension, ride, run, whatever springs, motor rule. A lot of people got a vacuum rule. That's like my motor actually came from Northern Oklahoma with a factory stock guy. So like my stock car motor is 9.5 to 1. It's got stock rocker arms on it. It's got some really good heads on it. But other than that, it's bone stock, factory stock legal. And I mean, it runs really good. It's got their rules compared to our rules, but motor wise, it's a little. They got a vacuum rule and stuff like that. But
I've heard of that. Yeah.
Our motor rule has opened up a lot compared to that. What I have. Like if you were to put my motor in like Keith's car, it wouldn't run right with those 10-inch tires and everything else.
Oh, I got you.
Which I don't understand how the guy that I bought my motor from, like he won a bunch of races and. He raced 4 races on the motor before I bought it. And he won one of them. It runs good. It's a strong motor, holds oil pressure really good, but it just ain't enough for what kind of car I have. I definitely need to have Trevor go through it and rebuild it and put some nice stuff in.
Beefy up a little bit.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so back to California. So how long did you run, or Colorado? How long did you run up there?
So when I moved to Colorado in 21, I moved at the end of 21. I raced a full season there. So back up. I bought a 2003 or 2005 Charger chassis hobby stock that was converted into a stock car. And the guy that Moon Racing and Fabrication named Danny Countsman. He's a really big parts and chassis builder guy in Colorado. He actually said, if you buy this car, I paid $400 for the car, full roller with a body and everything like that. He said, you buy it, you strip it down, you cut the bars that needs to be cut off of it, you bare metal it, get it ready to go on the frame machine, me straighten it, and then put my twist into it. Be about $1,000. So okay, so I'm $1,400 into a car that I have everything, and then my brother, he builds motors, so he's gonna build the motor for me. We'll save some money. Well, after I got it all, everything, we got it over to him, frame shop. He was talking about $2,000, $5,000, $6,000, $7,000 to get it fixed, and I was like, no. Well, one of the guys that was working for him at the time said, I have a 2012 Jet that was updated in 16 IMCA stock car. I'll sell you right now, full roller, $3,500. So, sold. Bought that from him. It came with weight, shocks, everything. So we got that home. My brother built a motor. He actually we got this motor. It was a 360, so it was bored 60 over. It was rust locked when we got it. And he's like, man, I could free it up. I said, well, I'm not buying a new motor, so this is going to have to work. He said, all right. So we freed it up, got it freed up, cleaned the cylinders up a little bit, put some thicker rings in it. And when I tell you that this is actually explained to the T on my YouTube channel, and you'd be here for hours for me to explain everything that we did for the 14 hours that we did, where that car went from a rolling, not even a rolling chassis. It was on jack stands, the bare chassis with all electrical took out of it. 14 hours. We built that car to race Saturday.
Okay, tell everybody what your YouTube channel is.
My YouTube channel is called Beer Belly Boys. It is my second and third video ever uploaded that I did. It's me and my brother. We're talking about it. We're explaining it. It's called IMCA Upcoming, or Stock Car Upcomings, or Stock Car Beginnings. One of the two.
Okay.
But that's a very interesting story. Very.
Beer Belly Boys.
Beer Belly Boys.
Okay.
Yes, sir. Beer Belly Boys. But we so we did that. Got the car to the track. You know, in the amount of time we did, I did absolutely terrible. Absolutely terrible. Again. We were having a problem with my main disconnect switch, so I'd have to turn it just enough to where it would turn the power on the car, start the car, and then just hope to God it held there. And it didn't. So we ended up replacing that a week later. But we ran 22 nights on a motor that was built out of, as my brother likes to say, sorry, this is a little stripper's butthole from Vegas. That's what this motor was built. That's what he says. That's what he says. So, after doing that, we ended up blowing the motor up, and it wasn't his fault. It was I ended up overheating it because I got frustrated in the car, and I just held it wide open for an entire lap, and you could hear the valves float every corner. Like, I blew it up, and it was my fault. So I was actually running for a championship that year. I was, whenever I blew the motor up and I finished, I was 1 point behind the leader at Honor Speedway. And I was like, well, I'm done for the year. And we had a guy that his name's John Buchanan. He, in better words, took me under his wing and was like, I got you. What do you need? And when we blew the motor up, he said, man, I got an open motor, which in the IMCA world is a 350 CFM carburetor motor. So it's any cubic inch, any compression, anything pretty much you want. Once it's still block and still heads, you can do whatever you want to it.
Okay.
Well, we got that motor. He said, it's a 388. Man, go run it. I said, all right. It made 518 horse on a 350 CFM carburetor. That's a lot of power under that baby carburetor. It is. So we got it. We went and run it at El Paso. It ran really good. Like, cannot believe how good this motor ran. And it was a Robbie McCabe Motorsports out of Colorado built motor. We were like, okay, we got one race left at Honor where I was running for the championship. And they said, I needed at least 10 cars to show up because the guy that I was running with, we normally race between 3 and 5 cars weekly there. Me and him for sure, and then 2, 3 other more cars. But I needed 4 cars between the two of us to win the championship. And I knew I had a better car and was a better driver, but I had worse luck than he did. So what we did was me and my brother and my sister-in-law held a 2,000 to win race at Honor Speedway called the Stock Car Showdown. We raised the money for it to get cars there for me to help me win a championship.
That's awesome. And
there were 13 cars that showed up. On the first lap, 5 of them wrecked out. I said at the beginning of the race, I said I need to finish 4th because I know he's not going to finish anything higher than any of the other cars here. I need to finish 4th. Well, I finished 4th. I passed the checker. We pulled into tech. And I looked behind me, and they took the top top 5 to tech. So after the 5th car rolled in, I said, okay, he's not in tech. Cool. One more car rolled off. I said, oh my God. And then he rode off. He finished 7th and won the championship 1 point.
No joke. Again?
Yeah, 1 point.
Man.
Yep.
Man. These 1 point championship losses, man,
Yep, it's killing me. Absolutely killing me.
Oh, man.
I'm the 1 point wonder.
I bet, man.
Right after that, we ended up buying that motor from John. We paid a really good price for it, for a really good motor. It had 40 knots on it. It had 30 knots on it whenever I bought it. I put another 25 to 30 knots on it the following year. And when that motor came apart, everything in it still looked brand new. And I ran Vegas with that car, that motor. I, ran all of the season minus until I, sold the car and ran a dwarf car. But we put a lot of knots on that motor, and it still looked brand new. That was a very well built motor, and I'm sad that motor never made it with me back here.
I bet.
Very sad.
I bet you are. And you said you got into dwarfs too?
Yeah. So whenever I finished that, I think I was 3/4 of the way through the season, and there was a guy there. He's like, man, I'm looking to get into stock cars. I said, okay, well, I got my car race ready right now. You give me 15 grand for it, you can have it. He said, man, I don't want to spend that much money. I said, okay, I can sell it to you as a roller for $8,500. He said, man, that's too much money. I said, I can sell it to you for the bare chassis for $1,000. He said, I'll buy the bare chassis. He bought the bare chassis from me for $1,000. He ended up coming back and buying the rest of everything for the car for it anyways, minus the rear end, because he had a rear end for it. But at that point, I was like, man, I'm still wanting to race. My boss at the time had a house dwarf car, and he's like, I got a car, put your seat in it, go run it. I was like, you have a race car? He said, yeah, it's a dwarf car. I said, oh my God. Dwarf car? I hate dwarf cars. He said, well, it's a free seat. I said, all right, well, it creates racing content for my racing channel on YouTube. So I ran the dwarf car. We did terrible in it the first few nights because it was a big difference.
Yeah.
I don't know if you have any followers on here or subscribers or whatever that follows dwarf cars. I will tell you this: dwarf cars still had chain steering.
Okay.
So out of the steering shaft there was a sprocket, and off to the side that went to the actual rack and pinion was another sprocket. And there was a chain that drove it. So it didn't have power steering; it had a chain-driven steering shaft.
How was that?
It couldn't tell the difference. Never
really?
The difference. Right.
How did that go?
But I ran that car for about 6-7 nights. We ended up going to a nationals event in Nebraska. It was Kansas, Goodland, Kansas. It's called Airport Speedway. It's a little tiny. The whole track would fit in the center of College Ridge.
Okay, that is.
So we ran that. The first night I went out, we didn't make the main, finished 4th in the B main, missed it by 1 spot, whatever. Went out the next night, we did a lot of changes to the car, ran the heat race, finished 3rd in the heat race, put me 1 spot in the B main, ran 2nd in the B main, transferred to the A, was running the entire race. I mean, I wasn't going to catch the leader. Like Keaton, his name's Keaton Shore. He's the one that won that night. He was gone. He was checked out to a whole nother planet. Like that dude was gone. But I was past him for 3rd, and motor blew up. And it ran a carbureted motor. That wasn't even a fuel injected like Gixxer motor or anything. It was a Ducati 1250 with carburetors.
Huh.
Like I drove the wheels off that thing, and then it blew up. Pulled it in the infield, pulled it home, and he ended up getting rid of the car. And at that time that was all going on, me and my family, we had just had our son, and we were deciding whether we were going to stay in Colorado or not. We ended up moving back home, and it's kind of what left me where I'm at now.
I
minus
gotcha.
minus my stock car now that took me 2 years to pay off. But
Yeah. And
it,
so what have you got now? You
I
told me
have
before, but
a so I have a 2023 Money Bags IMCA stock car. It's built by DJ Banks out of Brush, Colorado. So, and I actually lied to you on your on my video on TikTok. Didn't mean to, but he ended up actually running this car a few more nights than what I thought he did.
Okay.
He ran the car the 4 nights in Boone and 3 nights at Fort Morgan and won all 3 nights, or
No
won 2 of the
joke.
nights. He won 3 of the nights or 2 of the nights, 1 of the 2. So whenever I got the car, it had 4, 5, 6, 7 races on it. That was now, but
Yeah.
it's still.
Did you get that car? Did you get it roller or like
I
whole
did get
car?
it. I did get it full roller with shocks. I was originally supposed to. So actually, let's go back to my second year in Colorado in the stock car. I talked to DJ about building me a car then, and I actually paid him a following week. The following week, my half of for me to get a brand new car. Well, I had a sponsor at the time that actually she was 100% agreed to it. Like, yeah, we'll get you a new car. We'll do this. I'll pay for half. And then right at that last moment, she was like, I ain't got the money no more. So kind of left me with the other half of the car, which I can't be mad at her. I mean, I can't be mad at her all I want, but it was a sponsorship deal. Sponsors fall out all the time. Oh, well. Well, it took me with us getting ready to move and all that stuff, and DJ was totally 100% cool about it. He had no problem. He didn't care if it took me 5 years to pay the car off. He did not care. He was super cool about it. But he worked with me with paying it off and all that, and then I actually got the car in July. I went and picked the car up in February from his house and moved it to my mother-in-law's house in Colorado, and then we ended up getting home in, I think, April or July.
Of this year
And
or last year?
this year.
Oh, okay.
So I took a 3-year absence out of the scene. Like,
And
with us
what
having,
kind of power you got in that car now?
it's got a little 355 in it. I would probably take maybe 400.
Does it do pretty good?
Maybe I got the wrong gear for Ridge. That was what was killing me our night out. It was absolutely killing me. The Ridge, I did a 683 and I ran on a 650. We made a bad judgment call. Not judgment call. We thought the motor wasn't going to handle it, but we're trying to get the motor to turn around that 6600 range, and I got my chip set to 6600 with the 650. I didn't even come close to it. Nowhere near it. So we're gonna try the 650 out at Harrisburg, number 1 this week on Saturday. See how it does there. Because if it does kind of the same thing, then I'm gonna trade the gear and get rid of it. But if it runs good there, then I'll save the gear for there, and then I'll buy a 683 for the Ridge, which is wild because they both claim to be quarter-mile tracks, but there's that much of a difference.
Yeah.
In
Is it the? Oh, okay. So which one has longer straightaways? Crowley's?
The Ridge, or no,
Yeah.
number 1 has longer straightaways.
Oh, it does. Okay. That the Ridge, it looked like it was a kind of a paperclip.
Kind of, and that's that. I like the Ridge for that reason. Which, like I said, I haven't been on number 1 yet. I've never raced on it. I've never even touched foot on the track. So I really don't know what it is. But like Calhoun, El Paso County in Colorado, that was a full-on D shape. Like the track was literally shaped like this.
Yeah, I saw one of those last weekend.
Like, and I love that track. I loved it because you come out of 2 and hold it wide open until you get out of 4. Like, it's great racing. But the Ridge kind of gives that little bit of a feel if you push it out and then kind of diamond the turn 3. But
yeah,
the Ridge has got its own little character and everything. The Ridge is its own animal.
It looks like 3 and 4 banked pretty daggum steep.
Yes.
And then not so much in 1 and 2.
Right. And it'll everybody that, like, so Friday night, everybody's like, man, that's probably the slickest track you've ever been on. The slickest track you've ever been on. That track had 3 grooves, and it was gripped up on all 3 grooves. When I think of a slick track, I think of Vegas slick track, where if you were to walk out on Vegas after the last main event, you would slip and fall. It is 100% asphalt. Like, it looks like somebody literally had a bunch of dirt and sprayed water all over the top of it. Yeah. And that's what it looked like. It's beautiful, smooth. It was smooth most of the time, but Vegas was the slickest track that I've ever ran on in my life. And that's a big track. It's a big half-mile track. So the Ridge, what their slick is not what they call slick here is not what I'm used to with slick. Even in Colorado gets slicker and snot.
Yeah, and I don't know if I ever saw anybody put water on that track that night. Like after the racing started.
I don't think they did either. Which I was so busy working on the car, so I don't remember.
Right. Well, and I was down there in the pits, most of the time too. But he was watering the fire out of it, right there before the racing started. But I'm not sure I ever saw a water truck get after it again. Maybe I just missed it, but
I don't remember seeing a water truck go out there because the water truck parked right next to where me and Keith parked at.
Yeah.
So I never saw it move from there after that last load of water he put on.
So that's pretty wild that thing raced that good.
That is some good dirt track clay right there.
Yeah, because it wasn't even really too awful dusty or anything. But now I didn't have to run in it, so it may have been dusty for you. I don't know.
It wasn't too dusty for me at all. I mean, I didn't pull a single tear off, so.
Okay, well, I mean, that's saying something then. That race I went to this weekend, the A-Mod driver that won that Saturday night show, it got so foggy down there that he went through a bunch of tear-offs. I mean, over in the mountains in East Oklahoma, the fog rolled in, it looked like freaking smoke.
Jesus.
And he was having to rip tear-offs just because of that. So that was pretty interesting. But, okay, so you're racing old number 1 for the first time Saturday.
Yes, sir.
So if anybody wants to catch you out on the track this weekend.
Right. I am the really white with duct tape tee.
Yep. If the people watching my show, they know. I mean, I like that freaking car.
I think, and then I saved it for now, but I got a buddy of mine. I don't know. Am I paused on yours?
Yeah, but I think it'll probably come out right. I don't know what's going on.
Yeah, so I'm paused on mine, but I'll say it. I got a guy working on some decals not decals. I'm sorry. Do some shirts where it's gonna be my car with all the duct tape, and every sponsor and everything is going to be duct tape.
That's freaking awesome, dude.
Like the shirt's gonna have duct tape peeling away and all that. It's gonna, if he can get them right, they'll look really good. And he said, "Man, it's gonna take me a while to figure this out." I said, "Man, take as much time as you need."
Yeah, no joke. It probably will. I'd say it probably would.
Right. I want these things to come out so good, and I gotta, like I was saying that I was telling him that you were liking them, and you're the one that inspired me to do this. I mean. As you saw,
I would. Heck yeah, and you've been on the podcast, so if you do get some T-shirts made, you let me know and I'll push them. I'll push them for you. I try to get everybody to on the show.
I'm trying to get somebody to design that.
I hear you, man. Listen, I've had people asking me for this stuff, and I use a small print shop, and I'm doing a pre-order, and I mean that's the only way I could do it. I couldn't go get. I ain't got the money to go buy a bulk.
Yeah, I see, and that's me. I'm gonna have to pre-order it just like you did.
Yep.
And then my shirts after, because I'm gonna have 2 different types of shirts made. I'm gonna have a shirt made for this car with the duct tape stuff, and then I'm gonna have another shirt made that is. I have a woman that says she can do it, which I doubt she can do it the way I want it. But I'm actually gonna have the kids, both my babies, driving the car. And
that would be cool, dude.
It's gonna be a huge character thing. It's kind of like, I don't know if anybody follows Ricky Thornton Jr., but he had one made with his dog. It's kind of like that, but it's both my kids in their car seats. My daughter's in her car seat, my son's driving, and he's like, "We're gonna do what Dad couldn't taking the checkered flag. They're gonna be
Man,
sick.
that sounds freaking awesome, dude. It does. Oh, you definitely let me know when you get that done, because I'm gonna want one of those for sure.
Right. And I need one of them hats. I definitely need one of them hats. I'm a huge hat guy. So
We'll talk about that after this. We'll talk about
okay.
it. But hey, man, listen, It's been 50 minutes. That's actually a little longer than I normally go. So this has been pretty awesome. Let's end it here, and
Okay.
and I mean, I always want to try to. I'm actually next month, or maybe the next month during the off season, I'm going to go back through and talk to everybody I've talked to again.
Okay.
So we'll definitely have a part two, man, and see how the everything, season wise and all that turned out, and
Okay. Yeah, for sure.
what's coming up
I
next
like to
season
do
and
it.
stuff.
I would definitely like to. You're not too far from where we are. I definitely like to do a live with in person podcast with you.
Let's do it, man. But I don't do that stuff. I've tried it. I'm not set up to like when I go to a track. You saw me. I use an iPhone, and the reason I use an iPhone is if I catch something that I want to send out immediately,
Right.
or something I want to post immediately, I can just automatically send it from there, and I don't have to. I can just use Telegram or something and just send it. So that's why I do that. Use the iPhone, but I'm not really set up very good for. But I mean, we can try whatever you want, man. I'm up
I
for
would
it.
definitely like to do an in person, like me and you together podcast. I think that would be I think that would be pretty cool to do. I mean, I don't know. I've always wanted to do a podcast. I've never had the opportunity to do it. So I think this is the coolest thing on earth. Like, I was so excited whenever you're like, yeah, let's do one. I'm so excited for this.
But now, see, we're live right now. There should be. I haven't even checked. It's recording, so it doesn't matter whether it is or not. But I've got it set up to where I think I can have locked up 8 people on here. So I'm working on getting some stuff set up to where, I get people from different parts of it, different parts of the sport, different
Right.
areas of the country, and get something going to where we get different perspectives on different stuff.
Right. And I don't know. I think the racing community in just not even just like our area, just around the United States needs because we got a few podcasters that do it, but they do it based on like Lucas Oil late models, World Oil late models. That's all they do.
Yes. Everybody's, it's all clickbait stuff.
Right. And they don't have anything that just kind of covers like all around racing. And
the people who actually keep it going.
Right. They don't have these grassroots drivers that come in and, race week to week. And that's kind of the whole reason I started my YouTube channel, because there's not a stock car
that's
channel
awesome
on it. So, and I try my best. I'm pretty terrible at videoing at most times, but I mean, I try my best.
So am I, dude.
You're way better at it than I am.
Now, this right here is just a program. I mean, that's all this is. But like, I tried live streaming that cancer benefit race, and I had to do it on the phone, so on a TV it's skinny.
Right.
But still, yet I did as good as I could, and people could actually see themselves, racing if they wanted to. So
I have to kind of show you how to transfer that little TV screen into an actual like YouTube screen that shows it full like landscape size.
Well, I thought you had to use a tablet. Do you not have to use a tablet for that?
No, you can do that. It's a setting in everything that you have to change. Like all my stuff is videoed standing up, like in portrait mode, and then I transfer them all to landscape mode for my YouTube channel.
Yeah, you're gonna have to tell me about that for sure.
It doesn't.
Because see, when I turned the phone sideways, I thought that would do it, like landscape it, the phone, but it just froze it and made it sideways.
Right. Yeah. So, but it's definitely, there's a lot to it that I had to learn over the last 2 years and having my YouTube channel, because I was terrible when I first started, and I think I'm pretty good at it now. And talking on camera, I was scared of that, and now I'm really not. I don't really care anymore.
I mean, it kind of that all goes away, doesn't it?
Right. That being scared stuff, that out the window. But it works. Yeah. It works out real well. But It's a lot I had to learn, and actually, I want to give a shout out to another YouTube channel that if
Yeah.
anybody wants to watch, it's called Teresian Racing on YouTube. His name is Ryan Teresian. Now, if you ask me how to
Okay.
spell it, I could never tell you how to spell it. What
All
I
right, well,
can,
tell us again.
Teresian Racing. It's
Teresian
spelled,
Racing.
yeah, Teresian Racing. His name is Ryan, and he has probably one of the best YouTube channel, low budget, and like 90% of YouTube channels that has ever been created. I don't care. Them
Okay.
Minor Boys, Hunt the Front, Hollis Farms, 92 Racing. It doesn't matter. He takes the cake for that. Just 100%, 90%er grut, building his own stuff, fixing his own stuff, using the junk that he has, racing. And he's getting ready to actually move
That's
to North
cool.
Carolina. That dude,
Okay.
that video, that YouTube channel is actually the best YouTube channel on YouTube.
Okay.
Hands down.
I'll
If you're
definitely
a
have to
dirt
check
track
that
racer,
out. I haven't seen it.
it is absolutely. I'll actually, what I'll do is I'll send you a link to his channel
And I'll put it
because,
in
like I
there.
said, I can't spell his last name to save my life. I was actually on his channel in California. I was
Oh,
on
really?
his channel. He's the reason I started my YouTube channel. Like it's,
Okay.
I love Ryan's channel. I don't care what I'm doing. If I'm doing anything and his videos pop up on my notifications, I stop what I'm doing and watch it.
Oh, that's awesome, man. That's
Like,
awesome. Yeah, definitely
well
do that,
worth it.
and I'll let other people know about it too. And I'll link it, and I'll link all your stuff in there. We'll talk after we get done here,
Okay.
and you can tell me what all you want linked. But tell everybody again, what's your YouTube channel?
My YouTube channel is called the Beer Belly Boys. It's BERBELLYBOY. I can't remember. I think it's Z. Beer
Well,
Belly
I'll
Boys.
link it.
I'll send you the link to it. But it's like I
Yeah.
said, we don't do a whole lot of stuff over here, but we do a lot of my pastor stuff is better whenever I had videoing and help. But this stuff here recently isn't as good as my old stuff. Just so about because I've been by myself. I lost my crew chief
Yeah.
whenever I moved here, but it's getting better as we go every week. Like I'm getting ready to put out a video probably tomorrow about us getting the car ready for this weekend, and then my buddy Josh, he comes over and helps me. So this video I believe is going to be a really good one. We got a lot of information going into this video about the car and about what we did to change the car. So
Okay, that's awesome, man. That's awesome. Yeah, I'll link all that stuff up, and you hang out. I'm gonna stop the stream. You hang out. Don't go anywhere.
okay.
Um, but before I do that, I'll thank you for coming on here very much,
Oh
man.
yeah.
It was good having you, and hopefully we'll get something else going here before too long.
Oh yeah, I'm excited. I'm excited. I love it. I love everything you do. I love
I
the whole
appreciate it, man.
math situation that you do. Every ounce of it is. I can't believe I didn't find it earlier
Hey,
because
I've only been doing this 3 months.
and see I can't
I
believe I
started
didn't find it.
I started doing this as a hobby. Just as a hobby, just to give myself something to do, and it's turned into like a 60, 70
It
hour a week job
it
that I don't
turns
get paid for.
it turns into a lifestyle, man, and that's the same
I
thing.
know, man.
It's insane. I cannot believe I did not find you sooner, and I'm
Well,
happy you showed up to the Ridge. I'm very happy you did.
me too, man. I tell you what, I'm super happy about that. I freaking love that place.
And
I
I'm
do.
so excited for
Everybody I met.
I'll give him one more shout out before you end the live. I'm so excited for you to get with Keith and his podcast. That's going to be a great
Yeah.
podcast for him and Trevor. Y'all need to tune into that. It's going to be amazing for them two to be on a podcast together because them two are the best souls on this earth.
Heck yeah, man. I'm excited about it too. I tried to get him on, Monday, but he said he had to work or something. So
Yeah,
you
we
guys
were
all work at the same place, right?
Yeah, we work at the same place, and me and him are on the same shift. So
Okay. Okay.
me, him, and Trevor,
But,
all three are on the same shift.
I got you. I got you. All right. Well, hey, man, thanks for coming on. Don't go anywhere. I'll talk to you after I stop this stream.
Yes, sir. Thank you for
All
having
right.
me.